शॉर्ट बॉल पे ये शॉट कौन खेलता है यार? अगर मैं होता ना बस बॉल को देखता और शानदार।
खुद को एक्सपर्ट समझते हो तो खेलो प्लेयर स्पॉट पर लोएस्ट एंट्री फी में।
इस गेम में फाइनेंशियल रिस्क है और लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से खेलें और अपनी रिस्क पे खेलें।
All right, we've got with us an absolute legend in Viswanathan Anand, a five-time world chess champion, and who's done so much as far as chess and sports is concerned. Anand, welcome, and also joining me is Mr. Jagdish Mitra, representing Tech Mahindra, and we'll let you know what exactly they are here for. As Anand has been promoting a lot of chess tournaments, a lot of activities in chess, I believe Anand, you've joined a new venture as a mentor, as a strategist. Can you please tell us more about it?
Well, quite simply, Tech Mahindra wanted to attempt a global chess league, and this is a very exciting project, and it's very exciting to have a partner like Tech Mahindra. So I'm very excited to join them. I will help them, guide them through the formats, through the various options. We will try to build it with 8 teams, so hopefully 8 franchise owners, and then use all the innovation and the new ideas that have happened to chess in the last year. I mean, chess has gone through a lot of changes, and hopefully just make it a very, very exciting spectator event. I think we'll also, because Tech Mahindra has some experience with Kabaddi, and we'll try to use a lot of concepts from a lot of different sports.
And Anand, of course, it's a new concept that you are entering into. Have you seen a sudden spike or rise or in the interest as far as chess is concerned, not just in India, globally during this 1 year?
Yes, there has definitely been a huge impact. It's hard to explain exactly what happened, but my reading is this: a lot of people for many years had the idea, someday I'd like to get back and play chess, which I used to do, or connect with chess again, and they never got around to it. And last year, stuck at home, they rediscovered chess. Several waves happened. First, chess playing on online websites over the internet boomed. Then people talking about chess online boomed. And the final bit was the Queen's Gambit on Netflix.
True.
And that, again, had a huge impact. And if you'd asked me 1 year ago, how would you predict 2020? It would have been one of the hardest questions to get right, because I wouldn't have predicted the thing, but I wouldn't have predicted some of the consequences. A lot of these things that happened to chess were based on, there was streaming before, there was online chess activity before, but it came together suddenly. And this suddenly allows us to think of a new and exciting league. And we're going to innovate a lot. I want to have a very interesting format, very interesting scoring methods, so not just to 1-0, 2-1-0, but interesting scoring methods, interesting way of engaging the fans through fantasy league, guessing moves. There are all sorts of options we can use, and marry these two things. So a lot of it is online, but it's not an online event. It's what we call a phygital event. I want the teams to assemble in a physical location, but the other team will be in its physical location. So some component of it will be online. But at the same time, it will be in a venue. So not people at home, but it will be in a venue. You will be with the rest of your team members on stage. There will be an arbiter. Spectators can still come and watch. I like to joke that the person missing is your opponent because he's somewhere else. And we will have a mixture of men, women, juniors, top juniors, make the field very interesting. And hopefully we'll get a very exciting league.
So, Mr. Mitra, we call it a global event, a global chess league. So how is it, the participation, are you going to involve people sees, or going to select people, select players? How's it going to be?
Hey, Rahul, thanks first of all. I think, as you said, it's an honor to be in the same frame, in the same discussion room with someone like Viswanathan Anand, who's absolutely an icon, not just for India, but
Absolutely, sir.
it's also for sports and just not chess, but anywhere sporting in the world. So when we conceptualize this, I think we could not have found a better person than Anand to be able to come together and help us build the structure, build the format, make it more engaging. So the way we see this going forward, Anand already talked about possibility of 8 teams, and that's how we see this going forward. These 8 teams will have owners and will have you know, international players in each of these teams across the board, people that will be selected at the top of their ranks. They're absolutely at the top of their games. These are grandmasters and other board champions across the board, men, women, younger players, and so forth, will form and comprise the team. But the way we see this unfolding is also like a bit of a festival where we want to make sure that it has appreciation and involvement across the board. So there will be grassroots events, there will be grassroots tournaments, there will be participation from different levels who are, enthusiasts like you and me, who can also participate in it. But the championship at the final level will be of, players of that caliber that actually participate and are above a certain ranking in their international stature.
Well, Anand, it's pretty interesting. In fact, you said 1 year ago, you may not have predicted what exactly is going to be this 2021, but you were still 1 year ago, I did speak to you, and it's interesting that last time when we spoke to each other, we were discussing about money heist, and now we're discussing, as you mentioned, Queen's Gambit has had a role to play in that, the way chess is being adopted. And I also play a bit of cricket, and it's pretty interesting. I see these young kids, they come with their parents to these grounds and they're playing chess, online chess, as you mentioned, and these are very these young kids, they're very smart and very good. In fact, I was surprised to see how they were playing, and they knew all the moves and all these things. But Anand, how has the scene in chess, in Indian chess, changed since you started in the late 80s, mid 80s, and today?
Well, I would say simply there's been a lot of growth. I was India's first grandmaster in 1987.
Right.
Now we have 68. We dominate the chess world in many segments. Participation in junior and sub-junior competitions internationally, things like that. And as you mentioned, there's a lot of enthusiasm, which has grown even more last year. A lot of people playing casually and seriously. So it feels like this is an excellent moment. We were maybe missing the component of how to connect with a larger audience. And last year, a lot of the pieces for that fell into place. So now it looks very realistic to connect these dots and make a commercially successful league that is very, very entertaining and captures audience. Clearly, we'll be able to leverage Tech Mahindra's tech jobs, but we think of them as a very big tech company, but they've also got some experience in sports. And, I believe that it's important to reach the fan. One of the things that's become clear in chess that there are many different kinds of chess fans, and all of them want a slightly different thing. So we'll have to make the league very interesting, make chess more fun and engage them very well. But if we do that, then I'm very optimistic. This is the time.
All right. Let's hope it does succeed, the concept. Anand, when are we going to see you in action? I read somewhere, in fact, a few days ago or a few weeks ago, there was a story I read that you're going to face Kasparov. I believe in that new concept that no castling.
Mhm. Yes,
That's going to be
exactly.
quite
So
interesting.
tentatively, I have scheduled a couple of tournaments for the summer, but the agreement was events permitting, so it's still a little bit in the air. Hopefully, it will happen. I'm playing one regular chess competition in Croatia if it rolls out, and after that, I will play this no castling thing. So this again, if you use AI software, you can then invent a new game or make some change to chess, and then let the computer play itself a couple of hundred games and see if the material is interesting or not. So these simulations were very good, and one of the ideas that came up was, well, what would chess look like if you couldn't castle? So we're going to try and play that. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I don't want to start too early because I also have to play regular chess events. I don't want to get confused. But closer to the event, I will spend some time trying to get familiar with this new kind of these new rules, and I'll see how it goes. And the other thing is, so Kramnik and me will play that in Germany, and then if the Croatia event happens as well, then at least later in the summer I have a little bit of chess activity again.
And of course, candidates will resume, I think, in June, if I'm not wrong.
No, in fact, earlier. It's going to resume in April.
April.
And yeah, that'll be very exciting. So.
Yeah, because it had to be stopped midway last year. But and Anand, on an average, how much time do you invest in chess when you're not playing a tournament? When you're not preparing for a tournament. How much time do you invest in chess? As in, do you play on regular basis every day?
I do some work every day, and I play with some friends. I spar with them once a week. This has been a habit for the last few months only. See, earlier, even if I was at home and resting, there was a tournament within a month or so. And so there was a kind of deadline. Now it's much more open-ended. So I find myself doing a lot of general work rather than specific work for an event. The other thing is I've also been busy with my academy and some projects like that. But I'm trying to stay connected to the game, follow the developments, and also that when the game resumes, there'll be some rustiness initially, but hopefully I can get past that.
And of course, we had to share that chess Olympiad with Russia. Haven't been able to speak to you post that, your reactions, and you thought India could have or should have been the sole winner for that.
We were behind on the scoreboard, but we had a couple of promising positions, and if we converted everything, I think under the circumstances it was a fair decision to give the title to both sides, and that showed the danger in purely online, that if you have disconnections and so on, what happens. Hopefully that is better addressed by the team assembling in a venue, and then you're better insured against that. It was a new concept. They had to get a couple of hundred teams playing each other. The logistics were crazy, but it was a good experiment, and I'm happy we shared gold. Let's put it that way. I don't feel Russia or India had a very strong claim to an outright medal because of the circumstances. The match was very much interrupted thing, but it just comes with the territory. So I feel sharing it was fair.
And Anand, of course, this is Chess Olympiad. There have been initiations. There's been a push that is being given for chess to be included in Olympics. And 2024 in Paris, we might actually see that the chess is included in Olympics. That's going to be a major fillip, maybe for chess to become. It is a global sport or a game, but then for a global recognition, if it is included, I think would that be the fillip that chess needs?
It will definitely help. I mean, even global sports benefit from having one, participating in some way in the Olympics. So that will be excellent for chess if it happens. That would be fantastic.
Yes, and how you've been keeping in the last 1 year during this entire phase? You came from Germany, of course. You were stuck there for close to 3-4 months, if I'm not wrong, and you've been enjoying your life lately, without any pressure to play any tournament, any major tournament. How are you keeping yourself busy these days?
It feels strange not to play for so long. It feels very strange not to travel for so long. I think this is the longest stretch in my life without going to an airport. And as to, I've been reasonably happy. I think the difference between this situation and many others is you don't feel guilty. I'm not playing much. Everything feels strange. I'm not meeting a lot of people, but we don't feel guilty because we know why we're doing it. I'm looking forward to playing again. I'm looking forward to meeting people again a lot. So I really, like everyone, I think I'm waiting for this situation to improve. But right now, it's like a difficult position in chess. There are no points for defending it well till the 70th move. There are only points for defending it and when the arbiter stops the game or when the game finishes. So we have to hang in there a little bit longer. The battle with the virus is not over yet. So just like a chess game, we just have to defend however long it takes.
Well, we don't speak to each other that often, but there's a sense of a relaxation that I can sense when you're more active on social media these days, especially on your Twitter accounts, Twitter handles. You're passing on more information. So it seems that Viswanathan Anand is pretty happy and relaxed these days. But Anand, everybody looks up to you. You won Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. There's so many other accolades and awards. When you were growing up, did you look up to somebody, or maybe in the 90s, 2000?
I had my childhood heroes both in chess and other walks of life. In chess, my dream was always somehow to play like Tal and score like Fischer, so to speak. And in general, I'm quite happy with how chess has turned out. I mean, with the results I've achieved and so on. But it is, always unexpectedly new things happen, and there are interesting new projects which I'm very excited about. The Global Chess League is one, and if this succeeds, gets off the ground, it'll be fantastic. I'm also working with these youngsters in this academy. Another idea of borrowed from great chess champions who tried to pass on. Essentially, Botvinnik himself once coached a teenage Kasparov and a junior Karpov, and then they became world champions. So hopefully, the youngsters I'm working with in India will also in the future do very well. So nice things happen.
Well, definitely. You've been a huge success all your life, and all the best to you for this new endeavor, and to Mr. Jagdish Mitra as well, and his team at Tech Mahindra. Gentlemen, thank you very much and wish you all the best.
स्पोर्ट्स से जुड़ी किसी भी अपडेट के लिए स्पोर्ट्स तक को सब्सक्राइब करें और हमारे फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम पेज को भी जरूर फॉलो करें।